Hey there, YouTubers, showing you another one of my projects. This is a mini bike frame that I worked on when I was over at the local college. I took some TIG welding classes here recently at University of Arkansas Fort Smith, or UAFS, and took a beginning and an advanced TIG class. And I got done so early that I started taking projects over there to work on. Now I took this old frame and I cut it right here. Basically I want to make a chopper out of it. I cut it right here. Now this is 7/8 size frame. I couldn't find any tubing at my local tubing store and all. So the way the frame comes down, they had took the piece that came down right here, they just squished it and pinched it, put a little bevel on it, and just welded it flat. And I couldn't find anything that would match up with it. What I was looking at is putting what I call a slug, or a solid piece on the inside, putting a weld, around both ends, and that way it wouldn't be any bigger. But this is an experimental kind of frame, and I thought it wouldn't matter. Now from the side view right here, you could see the top piece right there. It used to be level with that bottom piece, and so I'm estimating I raised it up about 4 inches or maybe 5, probably closer to 5 inches. And I used TIG to weld all this stuff in. That's a 1-inch pipe, so it fit easily over that. I really wanted something tighter, but I couldn't find anything. As far as on the frame, I'm going to try to have it sandblasted. I may put a strap right across here to add strength in this area. This is the primary area that it was bending. All I did was just take the front up here and lift up after I disconnected it from down there. Took a grinder, cleaned all the welds off in that area. I had an extra plate here. I took it off. I cleaned all the welds up right there. I TIG'd all that in to strengthen it up. And let me show you this is the original forks on it. And if you look closely, you could tell it's been straightened up. It was ran over by a car. And I just cleaned it up and just painted it. These are kind of, yeah, you can see it's kind of warped. It's not really heavy metal. The springs don't work no more and stuff like that. And I'm going to reuse the original back shocks that fit on these tabs right here. And then the seat would connect right here and then go to the shocks, and that's how you had your shock system for your seat. I'm looking at using a tractor seat, so I'll build a frame from here out that'll connect into them shocks and use the tractor seat system. That seems to be a neat little system that's working. That noise you heard earlier was this was my first attempt, and you can see this is what we call fish mouthing or notching. And the reason I had done that is because the angles, I wanted it to fit flush. You see how I did right there? The problem is my frame wouldn't fit inside these pipes after all that work I did right here. And you can see there's just a little bit of an angle. That's what I was needing to do right there. But after all that work I did like that, I mean, this you want to fit around tight. That way you weld it in and it has good adhesion, good and strong. But that was my first attempt at that. I did all that work and then couldn't get them to fit on there. But this is the front wheel. I found this thing, and I'm going to put it, you can see I got a motocross tire on there because I knew eventually I would be doing this. And I wanted that because in the yard out there, I need something that's going to grip. Now, it has a brake on this side. All I'm going to do is put a piece of sheet metal to kind of cover this in. Now you can see one side sticks out. There's that little knob that sticks out, so I'm going to have to put some spacer right there and all. I got to get it aired back up too. But this will be my front tire. And the back rim, the sprocket's gone on it, so I have to I'll just order me a new. And it's standard size tire system that goes on the back there. But that one I wanted it, to have the chopper look, but I want it to be a yard chopper. Now, while I was in class, you can see these forks right here. I built these in class. I got them hanging from some wire right here because I was painting them. And these are extra. This is way beyond heavy duty for this thing. This is 1-inch pipe. And this plate right here is the one I got a 1-inch hole drilled in. And I kind of had to take a die grinder and kind of work on it a little bit to get these to slide in. And then they just welded flat right up to here. And that way this is all smooth up through here. Now this is 3/16 that I built right here, and all I did was I kind of measured it out, and this is out a little bit further than I wanted it to be, but it'll work out okay. And that way I can mount some be 4 sets of holes for my handlebar holders, which will look similar like that. But this is a lot thicker than what the standard one was, and mounted further back too, so I shouldn't have no flop as far as on the front wheel. The front wheel I'm also going to mount on the front side of the frame. Now I made this extra long because I didn't have any proper measurements as of just yet. And these cuts I did with a big shear, and I just had a 4x8 piece, 8 inches across, 4 inches wide, and I just cut a couple notches off, 45s I believe, with the big press brake, and then primered it and painted it. I may paint it a different color, but right now that's what I had available, was the black. And I'll get that tire on. I may put a fender, and I'm probably going to put a brace at the bottom. But these being so long, they still flex quite a bit. And you can see, get a little bit better look. I mean, the gloss black worked out pretty good on that. But I may put a brace across there somewhere, down there above where the tire is going to be. But that's all later on when I get that tire figured out. Because the way I'm going to lay this out, I got to have the back tire on there. I want that bottom frame straight and level. And then I'll get the front end on, and then I'll figure out my placement of my front tire. That way this is all level and it's looking good. But I got to get this frame, get the rest of that sandblasted, and figure out a color on that. And you can see it wouldn't be too greatly hard to build a frame, especially the way this one is done. See, they got a straight tube across there, and the tube at the bottom, like they did factory-wise, was just squished. And they just welded it flat. I mean, it had a little angle on it, but that made it simple. And they had, they don't have to fish mouth it or notch it the way the factory did. All they had to do was put an angle on it and then put some MIG welds on it. That's how they did it. Yeah, I'd like to have gone back to a stock style, try to clean it all up, but I was running out of time and I couldn't find a tubing. So that's where I was stuck at. I could have took these and probably, with some time, machined a piece to go into here and to go into the other pipe. That way I could have brung them together like that. But again, too, I ran out of time. So that's where I was at. I mean, I finished quite early in class, but just wasn't it wasn't a machine shop class. So that's another project. I'll come along, and hopefully I got a bunch of these videos to put it back on YouTube and show you guys some stuff. But I'm back off the road now. I spent a year on the road doing truck driving because there's no jobs around here. And I got a local job doing shuttle work. So right now I'm back so I can get back to building things and doing stuff. So you know, enjoy this video, and hopefully it teaches you a bunch. Like I say, when I learn things, I pass them on to you guys, you know, so y'all can learn with me. Anyhow, you guys have a good one, and watch my videos, and we'll see you later. Bye.